It's the Gen Zer here, and we're going to have a reaction to this video by Psych Hacks titled Guys, Find Your Ugly Duckling, or How to Find a Good Woman. Let's see what he has to say.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is Find Your Ugly Duckling. I did one for the ladies. Now this one's for the men. Hey, fellas, I'm talking to you today.
Hmm.
And I'm going to share with you what I believe to be an optimal dating strategy with respect to finding a suitable female partner.
Let's see.
As a guy, I know that we're primarily attracted to physical attributes.
Initially, yes. But, I think as most guys mature and most guys develop into the individuals whom they're destined to become, you know, we start to value physical attributes less and less. Now, if you're somebody who's inexperienced and you don't have much experience with women, you're probably going to place a high priority on physical attributes. But if you're someone with even a slight amount of experience, you'll realize that over time physical attributes are not all they're cracked up to be, especially for a relationship. If you're in a relationship, you want to be in a relationship with a girl you're actually able to have a conversation with, not just a hot chick who could very well be a Patrick. After all, you're not SpongeBob. Let's get it. And by the way, I'm stating that she's a starfish. Okay, you guys get the joke. Move on.
And you know what? God bless it. There's nothing quite like a beautiful woman, right? However, this priority can really get a guy into trouble. Now, I'm 39 years old, and I've dated
Damn, he old.
many women in my life, including some that I would consider nines and tens, like internationally gorgeous women.
Nines and tens. Look here, good doctor. I'm gonna have to call. Okay, I want to call Cap, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Nines and tens, though. Let's see what he has to say.
And while this wasn't universally the case, many of those women were extremely difficult to be in a relationship with for a variety of reasons. One of them we could call a sense of entitlement. I remember I was once in a relationship with a woman. She was 25 years old at the time. And she told me I was the first man who had ever told her no. Can you imagine what that would do to a person?
Yeah, if a person is extremely attractive as a woman and she's young, she's going to essentially get everything or most things she asks for in life. That's usually the way the world works. Until she starts to lose her beauty, if she's that attractive, it means that she's highly sought after. That means there's a line of bozos lining around the corner trying to get a chance at her. Yeah, my guy, I wouldn't be as shocked as you were.
Being an incredibly beautiful woman is kind of the equivalent of being some billionaire's scion. You just grow up with this extremely distorted view of life and other people. Do you think
Hmm.
folks like this typically have the emotional intelligence, let alone the distress tolerance, to enter into a normal give and take relationship? I mean, temper tantrums are not a good look at any age, but they are really ugly at 25 or 35 for that matter. Here's another reason. It's often the case that when women blossom earlier in life, they can receive the kind of attention and priority that disincentivizes them from developing other aspects of themselves.
That is absolutely true, guys. I don't know if any of you recall, especially from your late elementary to early middle school days, how the girls who tended to be popular and much more well developed than the others garnered more attention, especially the ones who were, much well developed early on. And yeah, they tended to be more popular. They tended to have more friends. More people tended to gravitate towards them, and dare I say, they really needed to socially work on themselves much less than the girls who didn't develop as early. They really didn't have a need to develop an exuberant personality. All they had to do was just be themselves, and they were able to garner attention as such. So I think that certainly that experience though it might be anecdotal, is an experience which I think is common enough to validate the doctor's comments here.
Their personality, their interests, their skills, their career, the kinds of things that make them good and interesting and lovable, and the kinds of things that make it easier to have a relationship with them. And let me tell you, the older I get, the more effortlessness in a relationship matters to me. I have a lot going on, and the woman I'm looking for needs to be able to seamlessly integrate herself into that frame. The more friction there is, the more the relationship draws time, energy, and attention away from the great things that we both could otherwise be experiencing. You get
I got one criteria for a girl, or for a girlfriend or a wife. Does she read Nietzsche? If she reads Nietzsche, that's going to be able to tell me a lot about her. If she doesn't read Nietzsche, will she read Nietzsche? If she won't read Nietzsche, then we have a problem. By the way, guys, I'm definitely going to review some passages from Nietzsche with you guys. I mean, this guy is a genius. But yeah, she has to be able to read Nietzsche. Oh yeah, and she has to be able to cook, clean. Um, yeah, she has to be Superwoman.
what I'm saying? So, man, my advice to you is to look for your ugly duckling. This is an allusion to that Hans Christian Andersen story about a weird looking duck who grew up to be a beautiful swan.
Hmm.
Some women blossom at different stages in life. And I've dated some very, very attractive women who didn't really come into their own into their late 20s or even their early 30s. I know this because I've seen their pictures, and I honestly think they're better looking today than they were 10 years ago. And these women have all been significantly easier and more satisfying to relate to than the nines and tens.
You guys generally love to go for the baddies. Oh man, you want to go for the baddies, the dimes. Well, dealing with the dimes has its own drawbacks. Dealing with the dimes has its own negatives. Dealing with the dimes has its own consequences. Of course, I don't think most guys would find dealing with the quote unquote ugly duckling appealing, but the overwhelming majority of you will have to, if you're looking for a partner, or you know what, I don't like the word partner, I don't like its connotation. If you're looking for a girlfriend or a wife, you're going to have to compromise, heavily compromising the looks department. And I know nowadays, it's common for guys to say, "Oh my God, girls have such an elevated standard. They have high standard for guys." You bozos have high standards for girls too. Which, listen, if you are worthy of these standards, go ahead and have them. Be my guest. But too many of you guys are not worthy of these standards. You're out here talking like you're Andrew Tate, but if I ask you, "What color is your Bugatti?" You're gonna tell me your motorbike is red. You're gonna tell me your moped is blue. And no, it's not a Bugatti brand moped. Probably just renting the city moped for a spin downtown around the block. Be that as it may, you guys are gonna have to settle in the looks department. You're not going to date your favorite IG influencer. You're not going to date your favorite Twitch streamer girl. More likely than not, you'll date a chick who's a 4 to 6. It's approximately average, right? Between 4 and 6. That's where 90% of the population would fall. Or maybe not 90. Yeah. 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 Actually, yeah. That's probably where 90% of the 90%, let's say at least 80% of the population would fall there on the Bell distribution curve. You guys are gonna date that ugly duckling and you're gonna be happy doing it. Let's proceed.
They are still plenty attractive, but they frankly just have more to offer than their looks. To find an ugly duckling, you need to pay attention to her stories. Maybe she never had a boyfriend in high school, or she was reserved in college.
Hmm.
This can mean that she was devoting time and energy to developing herself, or some other character building exercise, like starting a business or caring for a loved one.
Huh?
It also likely means that she doesn't take male attention for granted. I get it. Some of those Instagram girls are total smoke shows.
The IG
However,
baddies.
if you're going after a woman like that, get ready to compete with 10,000 other guys.
You guys don't understand that the IG baddies, they have a bunch of simps lined up in their DMs. But you guys, you want the IG baddies. Just like the next million other guys. You have to be much more selective in your pursuit of women. And also, you guys have to be aware of where you divert your attention to and towards whom you divert your attention to. Attention is a currency which you guys are wasting on the daily. Ugh. And with the advent of the toxic algorithm, aka TikTok, this garbage app, you guys are just going on there and watching softcore pornography on there, or pornography. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry, softcore pornography. But let him continue here.
And now you have the same problem as the women that are hanging out at the winner's circle. It's probably not going to work out. And you could
It's
waste a
not
good deal of time, energy, and money in the process. Your
time, energy, money, and we could throw attention in there too. Listen, guys, you have to give and take. You win some, you lose some. If you want a long lasting relationship, you're probably not gonna get it with the baddie unless you're her looks match. And most of you bozos would not be. So why do you chase after them? Why do you crave them? Yes, I understand they're beautiful, they're attractive, but more likely than not, even if you were in a position, in a financial position to be able to chase after them, that would not be the wise choice. And it probably wouldn't be the wise choice because, just as this gentleman stated before, those women are also being pursued by other men. So if they're with you for your finances, more likely than not, they can always find a guy who has much more financial prowess than you do, and they could monkey branch onto him. You see how that works?
attention will also not be valuable to one of those women, but it might be to an ugly duckling. Now, obviously, you need to be authentically attracted to this woman. That's the beautiful swan part of the story. But a late blooming after a potentially awkward character development phase can be a very positive sign for mate selection. This kind of forces her to develop other parts of herself independent of her looks, and it increases the value of your attention and relationship. What do you think? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And if you'd like to schedule a consultation, you can reach me.
All right. Final thoughts on this would be, well, you have to be do you have to be attracted to the ugly duckling? Listen, if you want to enter into a relationship with a woman, generally that is a precursor. The ugly duckling is not going to be like the IG baddie. Of course, she's not going to be as visually pleasing. We all know that. And I really hope that you guys are, staying off of the pornography websites, because that's going to just ruin your neurons, and your desire for regular women. It's just going to make you think that the IG baddies and the manufactured women, to be honest with you, the ones with the fake implants and the Botox, it's going to make you think that's attractive in comparison to your everyday average plain Jane. And if you truly want a successful life, if you want a happy life, forget successful. If you want a happy life, you're far more likely to get that with the plain Jane than with the baddie. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like or subscribe if you agree with what I said. Please let me know. If you disagree, let me know as well. If you don't like what I talked about, go ahead and unlike this video. If you do like it, please like the video. Help us out with the algorithm. It's the Gen Zer, and I'm out. Peace.